Okay, now here we are live. Hello, hello everyone. Welcome to our Unlimited Network Mastermind, something that we do every Saturday, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. We get together here to grow, expand into our, what I will call prosperity consciousness, to our new consciousness of manifesting our dreams in an easy, enjoyable way. And this time that we spend here together is dedicated to all people, really. This is an offering. So if you know anyone that can benefit from this, just share our posts on Facebook or whatever, invite them here. Because I really believe that the world is changing quick. And it's changing, I think, one by one, meaning that we have to really find our own alignment ourselves here inside, and the happiness and the highest vibration that we can offer to our lives and to our worlds and to our planet today. And that's what we are really studying here, how to engage with our life in a different way that we were doing in the past, and stop coming from fear and I have to and hard work and effort and all that stuff. We are letting go all that old consciousness and opening up to the new one. And this time we are guided with Abraham Hicks, and we are studying the book Money and the Law of Attraction. And I'm amazed because, most of the topic is not really about money, even though I understand deeply that our relationship with money is something that we need to look and to face, because we have projected a lot of conditioning into that beautiful energy. And sometimes, unconsciously we have yes, but, and many thoughts that are against to allow the money to flow, or to allow our financial freedom to be manifested. So, but it's interesting to see that the most important thing that we have here in our control, let's say, is the capacity that we have to feel good and to vibrate in gratitude and happiness, and that is the real value of our well-being, let's say, or our natural state, and we are all waking up on that. And so here we are every week studying, discussing, and I do want to invite to welcome all of you here, but all of the ones that you are on the other side, that you are not on the panel, if you feel like you want to engage more, don't doubt to email Arne, A-R-N-E, @unlimitednetwork.com, so you can be with us here on the panel and we can discuss and engage more, because it's true that it's not about reading the book, really, it's about integrating and applying it into our lives. And with that said, I want to welcome you, Doc Fran, that is the one that is reading. The way that we do this is we read the book, and then we stop if we have some comments, or really at the end of the reading, if there is not too many comments in between, we share and we start to, we try to really integrate what we are learning here. And we are working on the section number 5 of this book, that is careers as profitable sources of pleasure. And to me here we already are switching, careers, pleasure, like to really love what you do. Yeah, so that's our new world. So let's explore a little more. We are on page 181, Doc Fran, and let's continue our learning here. I'm excited about expanding. So let's go. Are you ready?
I am ready. Very good. Good morning. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our call. This is a very exciting call, and it's really bearing fruit for all the people who do follow it. And as Monica mentioned, there's several things you can do with a book. You can read a book and know about it intellectually. You can read a book and study it, maybe reread it and reread it, and hear new things each time. But really the value of these books, and virtually of any book, is the ability to incorporate it into your life, to apply it to your life, and to make it an internal part of your thinking and behavior. And when you do that, that's when the magic truly happens. And boy, I'll tell you, there is some real magic taking place for many of us on the call. And so we're excited. We're in careers, and we're up to section, I want my life to feel good. States. When choosing a career or when doing the things that your work currently requires, if your dominant intent is to feel joy while you are doing the work, your triad of intentions will come quickly and easily into alignment. Because in your accomplishment of feeling good, you come into complete alignment with the broader non-physical aspects of your being. That alignment then allows the expansion toward all of the things that your life has helped you identify that you want. So your growth becomes swift and satisfying. And I am literally living that reality for the last few months. And I have to say, I want to thank my team in this call for allowing me to reach this point of application and to experience the joy of the desired results. Freedom is the basis of your life experience. It is not something that you have to earn. Joy is your objective. Growth is the result of all of that. But if you believe that you are unworthy and you set out to prove worthiness through action, you cannot find your balance. Often we explain this perfect triad of intentions of freedom and growth and joy. But most physical beings turn their attention immediately to the idea of growth in their misguided attempt at proving worthiness. Worthiness that has never been in question. You have nothing to prove to anyone and nothing to justify. Your reason for existence needs no justification, for your very existence is justification enough. I create my own joyous career, Abraham states. We would like you to see your career as one of creating a joyful life experience. You are not a creator of things or a regurgitator of what someone else has created or a gatherer of stuff. You are a creator, and the subject of your creation is your joyful life experience. That is your mission. That is your quest. That is why you are here. Is it immoral to get without giving? Jerry asks, Abraham, would you say that it would be morally or ethically correct for people to never give back? In other words, if they just lived on inherited money or won money like the lottery or lived off of welfare or donated money, would you say that would be appropriate for all of us? Abraham responds, your question still implies that there is a price to pay for the well-being that flows to you, and that some sort of action is required to justify the flowing of well-being. That is not the case. It is neither necessary nor possible to justify the well-being that flows to you, but it is necessary to align with the well-being. You cannot focus upon lack of well-being and allow well-being into your experience. Many people focus upon unwanted things with no deliberate attention to the emotional guidance within them. And then they try to compensate for their lackful thinking with physical action. And because of the misalignment of energy, they do not get results from their action. So then they try harder by offering more action, but still things do not improve. Like the air you breathe, abundance in all things is available to you. Your life will simply be as good as you allow it to be. I'd like to, for the benefit of people who may be joining us for the first time, have the panel, go through this critically important concepts in this last paragraph and maybe shed some light on what it means and what our inner guidance system is and why it's so important to stay in gratitude and joy.
Yeah. One thing is, I want to, I can see that the air comes to me in every breath. So the abundance is, fulfillment is flowing through me all the time. But I think I get stuck a little bit when I think I want to make sure it flows to me, through me in the future. So I'm planning on, like, tomorrow and next year, and my plans and the goals. I want to make sure it is gonna flow through me then, which means I'm not in the present time doing the acknowledgement and gratitude of what is already flowing. So it's kind of a little getting caught red-handed, almost like, what are you doing? Well, I want to make sure I'm safe in the future. Well, what so that becomes a really trick of the mind there.
I'm glad that you catch that, Mr. Arne. And it's so beautiful. I think for me it's interesting to see, and I don't know, I think we need to explore that, but I think the sense of worthiness that we are talking right here in what we were just reading, let's say that we don't feel worthy unconsciously, or we have this identification with being something else than what we really are, and afraid and all that stuff. And I think that will pull us towards these actions or this thinking, fear of the future, or really having, I get hit, into the working hard, like, oh my gosh, I work so hard my entire life, even though I'm a happy girl and I enjoy, because I don't know, I love things and whatever, but I do have this understanding that, the working hard is not appreciated, like valued, something like that. Like the more you work, the better, or something, And I'm letting go that thought now for a year, but I can sense the aroma, and especially around me, It's like really with Abraham Hicks, with this book, I'm getting that. Letting myself to be comfortable into, okay, it's not really about action, it's really about vibration, and I'm like, okay, so how do I vibrate high, letting go the idea of not doing, of not action, really, I think that our entire civilization is so focused on the action, and so I'm confused, but at the same time I'm happy, because I feel like the more I engage here and the more I hear you on it right now, like, yeah, I think we project into the future, because the fear is right here and we don't know how to let that go in some way, So I'm happy to open up, but for me the sense of worthiness, the sense of just my existence allows me, or deserves, let's say, to have it all. Comfort, like anything that I can think about it or desire about it, is like, really. So it's like, I like the idea, but I'm kind of far away from manifesting it. That is what I'm asking, or that's one of the reasons I'm doing this mastermind, every Saturday, because I do believe it inside my heart that is the truth, but it's a journey, I think, to let go, the old conditioning, in general. So I love that we can stop, Dr. Fran, just to see the importance of this, it's like, yeah, like, okay, Jay, I can see that you opened the microphone here.
Yeah, thank you. I think, what Doc, in the beginning when he mentioned about lottery and what you would do or give it back to people, and I think it's just not about us or me or you or anyone as just a simple individual. And I don't think anyone said it better than Zig Ziglar, where you can have everything in life you want if you just help enough other people get what they want. And it's not always necessarily giving them money. I mean, this is right here, what we're doing is we're giving people what they want. We're giving them a sense of accomplishment, even if it's small accomplishments. We're giving them a sense of community, a sense of commitment, a sense of teamwork in here, and a sense of growing. So this, and as little as you can think about giving back and helping people get to that next level, to the next point. You say, oh, every Saturday, what's the big deal? But it is a big deal, because you're hearing things you never heard. You're giving someone something that they want out of life that they didn't think that they could get any other way. We're opening their mind. So that's a part of sense of accomplishment on everyone's end here. You might just say the right thing to somebody that's going to take them to the next step, the next level, let them realize they can be accomplished, can be worthy of something that someone has told them all their life. You're never going to accomplish, you're never going to make money, you're never going to be successful. And just hearing it from someone who was down and out, or in their position, or worse off than them. So that's just my thought there.
Well, I like to piggyback on that a little bit because I really wish that was my complete focus, to be of service to others, and that's my wish. But when I look at my life, I have a situation here that I'm blaming people for. So I'm not I'm not happy with those people. And I try to get myself to think, I want to think good about these people, but really I don't. And but then when I take Abraham Hicks' point of view, that it's all vibration, that every unpleasant or every bad vibration I have towards my objects in front of me that I don't like, I'm actually hurting me because I am not in that vibration. So I get them to double win. I'm angry with them and I lose. so that's not so good. So I have two reasons to change my vibration. One, it would be nice to be nice, even if I feel mistreated. But even bigger than that, it serves me to accomplish what I want when I start to vibrate in a higher vibration. So I'm working on that now.
Yeah, but Arnie, you say that in one sense because you're extremely helpful in everything you do here. I mean, you guys are committed, so you're helping people. You're helping people that you don't know. You don't know some people that are even on here. You don't, I mean, just the commitment factor that every Saturday you're here. That's a huge thing that someone can say, wow, this guy is committed. Wow, Monica is committed. Well, Doc Fran is committed. And anger, I mean, dude, I'm an angry guy. Trust me. And Doc Fran's heard. I could get my anger up, but I've learned over the years. Okay, there's certain situations where you need to focus your anger. There's certain situations where, dude, let your anger out. It's better to let it out and get it off your chest than let it manifest. Just let it grow. Some people let it grow forever. But anger or fear, maybe it is sometimes, is a part of life. And sometimes that's your gut reaction is the thing that you need to do. Anger is not always a bad thing if you focus it in the right direction. If you understand, hey, I'm angry at this guy, and you know what? I'm probably more angry at myself than I am at him. So understand why you're angry. That guy that's yelling at the lady at the counter, he's not mad at her. He's mad because he screwed up today. And once we realize that, but there's some people that we need to be angry about, and we need to be, because we don't need them in our lives. And we just don't understand that yet. Wow, I'm mad at this guy. And eventually it comes down and said, well, I was really mad at me, but I'm mad at him because it's a person I don't need to be around. I don't need to focus on. I don't need to, or it's a defense mechanism that's telling you, dude, you need to be out of that situation. You're angry at that person because he's no good in your life. He's only going to take you down the wrong path. So you've taught me so many things. You've put me in positions where, your technical knowledge, your thought pattern, the stuff that you guys is so helpful in so many ways, and sometimes it just doesn't jump out like, oh, you can see the change, but it's there, and anger is always going to be there in one form or the other, and I don't always think it's a bad thing, but it's just how you communicate it or how you display it, because I think it's a protection mechanism to people more than they know. They just need to know why they're angry.
Thank you.
Wow. Thank you so much, David. You just made me think. I'm studying this book, okay? So I'm trying to be to reapply what I said. But do you remember? And I'm answering more to you, Arne, than to you, Jay. Like I love what you were saying right now. But the idea of the pivoting, or how you say in English, the pivoting. Like I think Abraham Hicks is really teaching us and supporting us to understand the importance of realizing that we are creators here, So when you're in a situation that you don't like, and you can put that on a paper, and you say, okay, this is unfair, or these people are a liar, or these people is a whatever, that you have there. Then you switch the page and write what it is that you want, to see. And then we are the ones that we have to focus on the solution of, on the idea or what it is that excites me to experience in this earth, you know. So I think the tricky or the hardest part maybe is to let go our perception as a something real, you know, and forget the people in the sense of that they are the ones when I am the one projecting that in this world, you know. So if they are, to me, like, you know, when we say like, okay, if this ambience doesn't uplift me, then go somewhere else, okay? Because I'm not going to go down here. I want to vibrate high. So in that level, I feel like to be selfish. I think I'm learning that from, besides, you know, I taught that for many, many years, and, you know, with Goddess Inspiration and all the women that we were working and really allowing ourselves to have the self-esteem and the value, you know, that we lost in so many generations, past generations, you know. But today, you know, it's almost like, okay, this is our power. It's like, instead of focusing on what I see right now and to be entertaining there and holding on there and, you know, keep wanting to change that there outside, you know, it's really my inner job. It's really my inner. If I see a liar outside, I have to start to build up my own, you know, capacity or enjoyment about truth and clarity and innocence and easiness. And this is the art from my experience, you know, this, the letting go of what I'm seeing and to immediately realize. That's what I learned from Abraham, you know, the law of the contrast, you know, like, oh, now that I see what I don't like, let me check in what it is that I like and then focus on that, you know. I don't know if that's supportive, but for me is what I'm trying to play more and more lately, you know. Okay, this pisses me off, or this is not pleasant to me. What it is that is pleasant to me, and focus on that, and the universe will take care of these people and other people or whatever, because I'm creating, you know, my direction. And I mean, I'm glad to say that loud here, because I'm working on it. It's not that I mastered it yet, you know, but I could see quicker and quicker. Okay, no, I don't go that direction. I want to go this direction, you know. So yes, Candace, I see that you opened.
I'm going to jump in here.
Yes. You got cut?
There's some lapses in the audio occasionally. Maybe it might be my computer. I don't know. Anyway, I'm agreeing with everybody. I am a person who needs to get things down to kind of the lowest common denominator, the most simple. If I can put it on a bumper sticker, then I'm probably likely to remember it, especially if it's funny. But I think this topic boils down to, where am I going to put my attention? And the preciousness of time, and combine those two, and I feel like I am better off putting my attention where I want it to be. But in those cases where somebody's doing something out there that I didn't pick up the phone and ask them to please do, like Arnie's talking about, instead of being mad, maybe I can just go to those times that I either did the exact same thing, and then that can snap me into an instant forgiveness, or I can just say, well, exactly what you said, Monica, turn the page, what do I want instead? Anyway, I'm just reiterating what everybody else said. Love you. Signing off for the moment. I will have more to say.
Well, I still think it's right what Jay said, that if you have an instant situation, you should not suppress yourself. But if it's ongoing, week after week, month after month, something cooking inside you, and you're just living in that vibration, and you're not getting out of it, you need to find another way. So.
Very important, I agree.
Well,
thank you.
What an amazing discussion, and I really, it did speak to the heart of what this particular paragraph is trying to teach us. And you know, Arnie, when you voiced your frustration with how life works for you, I could hear a collective agreement among all of the people listening to the call, because that is such the common behavior. And what you voiced, in my opinion, is the exact conundrum that's inherent in every action in our life, because we are simultaneously spiritual beings and physical beings. And we're much more comfortable acting in the physical realm through the physical laws of existence because we've been so well indoctrinated into that from the time of our birth. So the purpose of these books and these types of teachings is to allow us to train ourselves to rehabilitate our spiritual powers. And we are creators. We do literally create every event in our life. Whether we like it or not, we created it. And so it seems to me, Ernie, when you talk about and action, of course, we take action because that's a physical behavior in our physical universe, and we can feel comfortable with that, and we feel as though we can gain a measure of control. But we all know that action will never control or change events that occurred in the past. Action will never control events that are going to occur in the future. Action can only control the now, the immediacy. So when you talk about being concerned about security or outcomes that you view yourself as wanting in the future, and you try and direct the course of the future by your action in present time, that is a futile exercise. Because Abraham has stated that there's not enough action in the universe to overcome the vibration that you're actually creating on. So it seems to me that the answer to controlling events in the future is to train ourselves to operate in the present moment at all times in faith, trust, gratitude, and joy. And when we learn that essential truth, when we master that ability, and none of us has, that I know, but the closer we get to mastery of that, the better and better and better every future event and occurrence will be. Because you cannot, as we've learned repeatedly, you cannot manifest good if you're vibrating bad. You can't manifest abundance if you're vibrating lack. So when you move to the point of never vibrating anything in present time, independent of what is, we were taught in the last few lessons about don't look at, don't focus, don't put, as Candace said, don't put your attention units on what is. Keep all of your intention and attention focused on how can I feel faith, trust, gratitude, and joy right now. Well, oh man, I'm really glad that we stopped and had that discussion, because as I was reading that, the power of the importance of understanding and incorporating that paragraph. If we disregard everything else in the book and just learn the essential truth in that last paragraph and apply it to ourselves, all of our lives would be immediately improved in the occurrences and events that we create. So we'll go back to the reading now. If you believe that you must work hard for the abundance that comes to you, then it cannot come without hard work. But in so many cases, the harder you work, does this sound familiar? The worse you feel. And the worse you feel, the more you disallow the results that you wanted to receive from your hard work. It's no wonder so many people are discouraged and do not know which way to turn. For it seems that no matter what they do not thrive. Appreciation and love and alignment to that which is source is the ultimate giving back, so to speak. In your pain or struggle, you have nothing to give back. Many complain of unfairness or injustice when they see some people receiving greatly but offering seemingly little effort, while others who work very hard often show very little success. But the law of attraction is always consistently just. What you are living is always an exact replication of your vibrational patterns of thought. Nothing could be more fair than life as you are living it. For as you are thinking, you are vibrating. And as you are vibrating, you are attracting. And so you are always getting back to the essence of what you are giving. Jerry states, if we take money out of the equation, so to speak, then if we're not doing for the sake of money, what should we be doing with our life? Abraham responds, what most people are doing with most of their lives is offering action to try and compensate for vibrational imbalance. In other words, they think so much of things they do not want, and in doing so, they prevent what they do want from easily flowing into their experience. And then they try to compensate for the misalignment through action. If you would tend to your vibrational alignment first by recognizing the value of your emotions and trying to focus upon things that feel good, you would benefit tremendously by that alignment, and wonderful things would flow to you with far less action. Now, for people that are new on the call, we all are born, when it talks about alignment, we're talking about following our emotional guidance system. We're all born with that emotional guidance system. And what is that? Well, very simply stated, if something that you say, do, or think makes you feel bad or gives you a negative emotion, then that is an indication that you are not aligned with Source. You are not aligned with who you really are in your true, all-powerful, spiritual creator that we are, the non-physical part of us. So when you feel good, I'll just complete this if you don't mind. Right?
Yeah, sure.
When your emotional guidance system has you feeling joy, peace, contentment, trust, love, faith, then that is an indication that your thoughts, actions, or vibration is more in alignment with who you really are. Go ahead, Arnie.
Yes, I totally agree with what you said last time. I do heard in the paragraph, though, that they said, if I'm right, you should focus on the activity and the and your world that is something that makes you feel good. That's something that makes you feel joy. I don't remember the exact wording, but I want to make an addition to that I think is very important. Instead of only making sure that the things that are good for us are in front of us, which is not going to happen because stuff happens, life happens, people appear, things appear you don't like. So what we do that, we're going to turn around and say, I'm not going to look there. No, I think that's not practical. What's practical is, of course, all the things that you said, as much as we can, is to go into the vibration of goodness. But if we are in a situation where there is not goodness, where it doesn't make us vibrate high, we have another option. And that's to change our context of what we see in front of us that is unhappy, making us unhappy. If we can change, like Candice said, if we can change how we see it, maybe we can turn around our vibration on it and then get to higher vibration.
Well, that, Arnie, you're on the right track, and that's accurate. The key, the reason that we can look at things that we don't like and not go misemotional about it or down-tone about it is because we've been taught very accurately that our vibration reacts equally to real or imaginary events. And so the pattern that you do when something is happening in your physical illusion at this point in time that you're not happy about, you simply look for a better feeling thought. Now, if it's something like if somebody's ready to punch your lights out, then you have to take action to control that unpleasant physical reality. But for the most part, the things that we see and feel as threats, it seems to me, are largely mental constructs of ourselves, where we have our fear projecting into the future again what's going to happen as a result of what we are reacting to or seeing or feeling as what is right now. And so we immediately feel the need to go into control on that to try and change the outcome of the future. And that's where the conundrum falls. So always look for the better feeling thought. We learned that in the last chapter at the end of December, when we really had an exercise on writing our better story. The whole intent of that action was to, for the first time perhaps for many people, sitting and committing to paper a description of their life as they would like it to be in their utopian view of the future. So everything we're doing is constantly trying to bring us back to maintaining the purity of thought right now, to keep our current now thought in a happy, high emotional, high vibration, because then we literally don't have to worry about the future. And I think I've given the definition here that worry is nothing but praying for what you do not want. And boy, we're really good at creating what we do not want, aren't we all?
Exactly. I would like to share with all of us here something that happened yesterday. If you can mute yourself, Dr.
Yeah.
Because I can hear my echo over there. But you know, because I totally get what you were saying, Arne, about that life shit happens or life happened or whatever you were saying just before. Yesterday, as an example, and this is for me, I see life today. I'm so committed with my own awakening, I think, you know, but I see life today in two ways. Everything that happened in me, in my own experience, is two things. Or is an opportunity to release something, or is an opportunity to enjoy. I don't see any other option here. Now, how I do all of that will be my own choice, you know, but you know, yesterday, for example, I came out of a meditation and I was super, super, super high, like, I don't know, love and joy and, oh my God, gratitude is a small word for what I was feeling, you know, like so happy. I don't know, the concept gets small with the way I was feeling. And then I come in and I engage with some work and blah, blah. And then something hit me in, you know, like I got like so stressed and impatient and I didn't understand and I got lost and, so suddenly I realized at that moment, I said, shit, I'm losing the frequency that I was in. What is more important to me? You know, to do the work that supposedly I have to do here, you know, supposedly, or to, wait, let's see. So I was very lost at that moment, you know, and to really choose to feel good. And I realized for me to feel good at this very moment, I need to go away. And I went to nature and I spent like 3 hours in nature with my journal. I was not feeling good at all after it's like I was super high and then suddenly I was like upset and sad and then I detected, you know, inside myself that I was really touching a thought that was saying, in quotes, you know, I will never make it, you know. It's like, oh my gosh. So when I saw the thought, it's always like, oh, thank you so much, you know, I let you go back to source. Again, it's almost like I am the creator of my own experience every second, you know. So if you're not feeling good, there is something that you can release. The thing is to take the time to take care of yourself, you know. Well, that's the way that I'm practicing this, and I'm sharing that because it was yesterday. What I'm saying that happened, yes, Arne, life happens and things that I don't like come in, and then I engage with the outside world like I tried yesterday, you know, like changing here and fighting there, and then I realized it's not about that at all. I am in charge of my frequency here. Oh my gosh, let's go take a shower or take a bath or go to the river or go for a walk on the beach. I don't know, but I have to change my own energy myself, you know. And that's a huge, I want to congratulate Monica in some way because it's a huge choice, you know, that I could make consciously. And again, thank you, but and again, you know, maybe it's again and again and again and again and again, you know. until at one point, I start to enjoy, like lately it's more easy for me to catch it, and I start to enjoy the opportunity that I have to release. Opportunity to release this kind of thought. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I got it, And then I felt better, and I wrote what I like it, and I spent my time on my journal, okay, what it is that I really want to see here. So thank you. I wanted to share the how do I practice this, because I mean we are humans, like you were saying, Anna,
That was beautiful, and it was a perfect example. And what struck me at the last part there was, if we learn from ourselves and from every infant that we see how they learn their behavior in the physical universe, did any of us get up and walk perfectly the first time we were learning to walk as an infant? Of course not. But infants don't get upset. They teeter, they totter, they fall on their butt, and they immediately roll over and get back up and try again and go at it. They don't allow themselves to go, oh man, no, good God, I'll never learn how to walk. I'm really uncoordinated. Look, my cousin over there is 2 months younger than me, and she's already walking. There must be something seriously wrong with me. So well done on learning the pattern of recognizing when you're allowing yourself to go into your mind and into your fear, and immediately saying, stop, thank you, I don't need that. I'm going to reach for something that thinks and feels better. I want to finish this last paragraph, and then I'm going to have to leave the call at that point. I've got to go and get my boat ready. I'm sorry to do that to us, but this has been a very impactful call up to this point. So now the last part of this topic is the majority of action that is offered today is offered amidst tremendous vibrational resistance. And that is the reason why so many people have come to believe that life is a struggle. It's also the reason why many, like you, believe that success and freedom are at odds with one another, when in reality, they are actually synonymous. It is not necessary to take money out of the equation, but it is necessary that you make your quest for joy be the most dominant part of your equation. When you do that, abundance in all manner will flow to you. Thank you, guys. Have a wonderful week, and I can't wait to join us next Saturday, 10 a.m.
I want to thank you, Dr. Fran. It was beautiful to have you here today. And I'm going to read a little more, I think, but I'll let you know next week where we stop here. But thank you so much. I just love your wisdom. So have a wonderful race, and see you next Saturday for sure. Thanks.
Enjoy the boat.
Yes. Okay, so interesting. I mean, we are like getting very alive here and really engaged. So let's see how we practice this more and more, But there is a section that says right now, welcome to planet Earth. Here we go. Abraham says, if we are talking to you on your first day of physical experience, we could be on great advantage to you because we would say, welcome to planet Earth. There is nothing that you cannot be or do or have. And you work here. Your lifetime career is to seek joy. Write that down, okay? Your lifetime career is to seek joy. And we make the union here with lifetime career, like my career, my work, my job, like, okay, is to seek joy. Here we go. You live in a universe of absolute freedom. You are so free that every thought you think will attract unto you. As you think thoughts that feel good to you, you will be in harmony with who you really are. And so, utilize your profound freedom. Seek joy first. And all of the growth that you could ever imagine will come joyously and abundantly unto you. I want to stop here just to share one thing. Last week was my birthday. This week, not the last one, was my birthday. And oh my gosh, I was celebrating from the day before, the day of my birthday, next day, many people, celebrating me. And it's funny, my birthday, I realized, like, I wake up with the sense that I have the right, in quotes, okay, of celebrating myself and to be the most important thing for myself at that day, like whatever. And then and then I'm thinking, you know, if I could maintain that every day, I will be in joy, you know, because I had such a beautiful experience and laugh and have a good time. So I just wish here listening to this, you know, like we can celebrate our birth every day, you know, that is really the truth. You know, like every day is a miracle. Every day I'm rebirth, you know, it's a rebirth. You put yesterday a beautiful post, Arne, on Facebook about Tibetan teaching, you know, about every morning, you know, like today is my first day in life, you know, like what it is that I'm doing, what it is that I choose to, you know, to live or experience. So gosh, let's support each other here to really focus on this simplicity, that looks like a universe, you know, of choosing joy. You know, what makes me feel good right now? What is, you know, what can help me to feel joy? I don't know. I mean, I know, but I'm saying like there is so many examples that we can come here to say, you know, so good, let's continue here. But this is not the first day of your life experience. In most cases, you are reading this long after you have been convinced that you are not free and that you are unworthy and that you must prove through your actions that you are worthy of receiving. This last sentence with me, that we prove our worthiness through actions, is, for whatever reason, is very present in my life right now. I see myself and so many people, you know, like we want to make it. That's what I got yesterday on the river, you know, like you will never make it. And I'm asking, who has to make it, you know? Who is the one in me that has to make it, you know, if I'm already capital letter, right, in my spiritual being. So to be aware, you know, that our actions are not going to compensate our unworthiness. We need to go deeper, you know, and to really release the sense of separation or unworthiness. So our actions are what we call, and I learned that from you, Arne, inspired actions, you know, when they are no effort, joyful, but to be very aware, because many people, like we read here, are basing their worthiness on actions, and the more you do, the better, and it's not that way, you know. Many of you are currently involved in careers or work that you do not find pleasing, but you feel that you cannot just walk away because the financial repercussions will cause even greater discomfort than what you are already experiencing. Many others who do not currently have work that is producing income feel the discomfort of having no means of support or promise of future security. But no matter where you are currently standing, if you will make a decision to look at the positive aspects of where you are right now, you will stop the offering of resistance, which is the only thing holding you apart from what you desire. I'm going to read this again, okay? But no matter where you are currently standing, if you will make a decision to look at the positive aspects of where you are right now, you will stop the offering of resistance, which is the only thing holding you apart from what you desire. That's easier to say than to do, okay? Yes, Arne?
An example of that is where I live now. I have many opportunities of looking at my mind, not liking to be where I am, and that resistance to I want to move back to Florida, and the way to do that, I'm aware of struggling between I don't like to be here and I want to move, and knowing that I will never move with that concept. I have to start to like where I am, or I have to start to feel joy where I am, and then I will open myself up to the flow of the universe to bring me to my perfect place. So it's a challenge to find reasons to enjoy when I already have proof that I don't enjoy, and that's my journey right now.
Oh, honey, well, I love that you're aware of, you know, and we can make our list every day, what it is that we like about here. And like you say, creative questions will help us to, you know, this is a creative question, by the way, will help us to focus on that, you know. But yes, you know, it's really a choice in that level, you know. And I know, I totally know. Lately, yesterday I catch myself writing to a friend, you know, oh my gosh, today I went to the river, blah, blah. You know what? I love to be here. I wrote that, you know, and I go, oh, You know, I was surprised with my own writing there. Yes, I love to be here. I have the time, I have the nature, I have the simplicity of life that we live today. So I think to go more on that aspect and to really allow what you said right now, Arne. So thank you for highlighting that. Beautiful. Okay, no one else. Okay. You do not have to go back and undo anything or beat up on yourself for what you have not yet accomplished. If you could, in essence, regard this moment as the beginning of your life experience, doing your best to resist the bad feeling, resistant thoughts of unworthiness or resentment that often surround the subject of money, your financial picture will begin to change right now. You only have to say, here I am, on the first day of the rest of my physical life experience. And it is my dominant intent from this moment forward to look for reasons to feel good. I want to feel good. Nothing is more important to me than that I feel good. Woohoo! Simple, no? Okay, most important is feeling good. So Abraham continues. Often there are things in your work environment that are not conducive to feeling good. And often you believe that your only chance of ever really feeling good is to get away from those negative influences. Let's see. But the idea of quitting and leaving does not feel good either, because that could cause a lapse in your income when things are already financially tight. So you continue on unhappy and feeling trapped. How many of us we can see this, you know? And he says, if you could stand back a little bit and see your career not as a work that you are doing in exchange for money, but as the expenditure of your life experience in return for your joyful experience, then you would realize that many of the thoughts you think and the words you speak are not in alignment with that quest for joy. If you will say, in quotes, nothing is more important than that I feel good, quotes, you will find yourself guiding yourself to different thoughts, words, and behaviors. The simple exercise of deliberately looking for positive aspects of your current work and the people who work there with who you will give you an immediate feeling, and the people you work there with, you will give you an immediate feeling of relief. And that relief will indicate a shift in your vibration, which means your point of attraction has shifted. Once that occurs, the law of attraction will cause you to rendezvous with different people and will even cause you to have different experiences with the same people. It is a sort of creating from the inside out rather than the outside in, actions versions that never work. It is a sort of creating from the inside out rather than the outside in, action version that never works. From your simple but powerful premise of deciding that you want to feel good, things will begin to improve in dramatic ways. How simple, no?
Yeah,
Just to feel good. Yes, Arne.
yeah, that's the word of context again. I have an example that maybe people have heard, like if you're on the subway and there is a woman sitting on the seat next to you and she's screaming and yelling and wailing, and you're getting very frustrated and like, can you shut up? You know, what are you doing? This is public transportation here. And then because you have a mindset that she's interrupting, but if you actually go over and ask, why are you crying? Why are you wailing and screaming here? Well, my husband just died and I just got the message and I'm on the way to the hospital to see him now. Now suddenly you don't feel frustrated anymore. You feel compassion. And you feel like, oh, what can I do? Can I help you? And so on. And it comes from, because I changed the way I looked at it. I changed my context. I changed my interpretation of what was going on the outside. So changing every time we don't feel happy, it's because we're looking at it from a certain point of view. If we have the power, which is not easy, to change the context, that's a good word, to change the way I look at it, then the whole thing has changed it, and I change how I feel about it. So that's a good exercise to do. I'm not saying it's easy to do all the time, but if we can look for that other way of looking at things, a new context, it might help us.
So let me see if I understand this, Arne, because we have just 5 minutes. Maybe we stop reading right here. That, by the way, you write down page 185 for next Saturday, because I think this topic is so, I think we are getting it because we are talking so much, about this. So, but I was thinking, give me an example. So when you say change the context here, at the end is to change the thinking that I'm having, right? Because I'm looking through that glasses that the thought is, for example, let's say yesterday, my example, I had the glasses that says, you will never make it, or I will never make it, let's say in quotes, So I put that glasses in, and then I'm experiencing that, I'm engaging in that experience from that thought, So my idea or the healing or the growth will be to catch that thought, change that thought, and then engage with the same situation with a completely different thought. Is that correct? Okay, thanks. Jay, I see that you opened the microphone.
Yeah, I was just going to add to what Arnie says, because it's basically taking it from the other person's perspective. Put yourself in their shoes. You come to someone with a great idea, a great business opportunity. You don't know their background. You don't know what's going on in their life. And you're frustrated because you see the big picture of it. You don't understand why they don't. What you don't realize is, hey, that guy just won the lottery for that $1 billion Powerball. He could care less about making 5,000 a week, 10,000. It doesn't matter to him. You go and you have this, you're an insurance salesman, you have this great insurance policy, which is the perfect fit for a 20-year-old kid that's just starting out because it's going to mature in 10, 15, 20 years down the road, whatever. And you go to Mr. Jones, who's 75 years old and he's retired and he's got 5 million in the bank, and you go, wow, but because you don't understand his perspective of what you're trying to present to him. Where if you said, oh, okay, so, and when he said, and it took me a long time to learn that, like something that I saw was great. Monica, I don't understand why you love, like you're saying, okay, I'll take your perspective right now. You live in Costa Rica, correct? You live in paradise, right? So most people would say, wow, I wish I could be where Monica and Arne were. You just made a conversation that you said, we can't wait to get out of here. Now, whatever your reasons are, you love it there, it's great. You're looking to get back in Florida. I live in paradise. You can't pay for the view that I have. I'm ready to sell my property and move to a different part of Florida. So people would come into my condo and go, oh my God, why would you ever leave here? Okay, there are reasons. Oh my God, Monica, why would you? You're nuts. How could you possibly? You live in the rain, in the jungle. You have the beach. You have nature. You have everything you want. You're spiritual. Blah blah blah. You're looking to move to Florida, and people would look at you and say, but they don't know the big picture. So just like Arnie said about that lady that's crying on the bus. Oh my God, she's so annoying. Shut up. Until you turn around and go, oh my God, now you feel compassion for them. Now you understand their situation. So it changes your whole attitude. So, when you look at the big picture, just because someone says no to you and they're not on the same wavelength as you, or it's because you don't have enough information about them. Possibly they don't have enough information about you. So really, it's the information. It's the key there. Get as much information. I always say know your players. You have a team of people, right? You have, and that there's people that can be in the front of the room. Okay, and there's people that are, for lack of a better word, they're the foot soldiers. So it's always know your team. There can only be one quarterback on the field at a time. There can only be so many guys playing so many positions. So, but that's the way it is in life. You look at this person and you go, oh my God, but you don't know why they're there, how they got there. That guy that's driving a truck every day, you go, he's so much smarter. Maybe that's where he wants to be. Maybe he has a reason for that. You're leaving Costa Rica. I hear that and I go, that's nuts. You love it there. It's water. It's but you have your reasons. And not everybody knows that. And not everybody needs to know that also. That's your personal reasons why you're doing it. And you're not obligated to explain it to anybody. But if it needs to be known, if I sit down and talk to you, you would say to me, here's right, Jay, here's what we want to do, here's my goals. There is specific reasons why we're looking to move out of here. So it's just knowing both sides of the coin.
Yes, 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 yeah. Thank you so much for that. Yes, and I think, but at the end, like Arne was saying before, for us to move on, I think we really need to be grateful and flowing, and the next step will appear when we are complete with this one, in the sense of getting the joy and the gratitude. So, positive aspects of Costa Rica. I'm going to make the list here. And thank you. Well, but we are at the end of our time here together, so I want to thank everyone first for the engagement that today was amazing, like to really get this. So write your questions. I don't know if we have any questions on the other side, Arne, that we could read or something, but I would like to all of us to take to like Dr. Fran was saying, be patient. We are babies learning how to walk here in this enlightened, new world. And it's okay if we fell off and come back, and because life force is really pushing us towards that, so we follow that. But something that I wanted to say too before we leave is, if people that are seeing this video wants to be on the panel, please don't doubt to email Arne, ARNE, at unlimitednetwork.com, so he can send you a special link for you to be here, and we engage all together, so we're deepening in the work. But also we are almost at the end of this book, The Money and the Law of Attraction, right? So the next book that we are going to study, that I want you to start to get, okay, is called The Abundance Book by Lawrence Crane. And this is something that Doc Fran recommended. I have not read it yet, but I just look on the book, like very practical book, like a lot of exercises and a lot of, knowledge here. I don't know. So, but if you can start to look for it, so then when we start, maybe in 2 more weeks or 3 more weeks of reading this other book that we are reading, but start to get in contact with this book to see what you think about it, and to have it when we start with our mastermind. So besides that, I just want to complete today. If anyone would like to say something more before we close, you open your microphone. If we have questions, Arne, you can let me know from the other side.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay. Well, thank you, everyone.
I'm sometimes the quiet one, so I have to kind of wedge myself in between all the words and say, I'm standing here being aware. I've been sort of not well traveling for a while now, and I find that I think in Australia they'd call it a walkabout, but but here it'd be more like a rollabout or a flyabout, because I've taken planes and cars to get wherever I'm going. But I do recognize that at the source of my movement, kind of almost across the United States, well, actually from the West Coast, this last weekend I was on the Atlantic, and as I looked over the ocean, I went, now I've been from sea to shining sea one more time, and thought of this several other times in my life when I've done that. When I've been on the West Coast and found myself on the East Coast, just to sort of place those experiences in time for myself, and just recognizing that at the source of it is the thought that is the desire and the actual experience of that joy that we're talking about, that the people that I find myself connecting with and seeing and spending time with bring me joy to be with. The activity of movement, of actual travel, is overall, it's generally pleasant. It's easy to feel joyful in that, either anticipating or relishing the moment, or anticipating the near future when I will see that loved one or that person I hadn't seen in a long time. Friends matter a lot to me, and I'm glad you're part of it. I'm glad you're part of that joy. Thanks.
Thank you, Candace. Thank you, and thank you, everyone, the ones that we are here and the ones that you are seeing the recording there. And just have a wonderful week. Just, bring more and more awareness to this choice that we have. And I want to end up this call with the creative question that we find out today, that is, how can I feel faith, trust, gratitude, and joy now? And to really be busy with that, okay? Because we are the drivers of our own lives here, so responsibles of it, and the experiencers of it, So how can I feel faith, trust, gratitude, and joy now? And to really trust, to me, trust, how it comes out like this, to really trust that our joy is enough. and that will bring us all our desires, you know, to us. So thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful, wonderful week, and see you next Saturday, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.